a challenge for you. One that may not appeal to your ego, but one that will appeal to your essence. And it's take a break. I feel like all of us are crazy in our activity in our life. There's myself, like, huge culprit. When I'm back home, I'm just on this merry-go-round of to do, creating, running from one thing to the next, doing. Even when I'm not doing, there's still a lot of doing happening. I'm still thinking about things and getting things done in my mind. And the invitation is really to take a break from it all, even just for a moment, even if it's a break for 20 minutes. Give yourself permission to take that break. Pause the to-do list. Pause all of your action items. And then we move into the most important break, which is take a break from your mind. And the reason why we are so busy every day trying to achieve, trying to create, trying to manifest, doing this, doing that, is because the mind is going. It doesn't stop. The mind doesn't stop. And we forget our true identity in that. We're just going from one place to the next, and the mind is actually scared. It's anxious to stop. Why? Because if the mind stops, it stops its chatter, then who are you? If the mind stops talking, what is your identity? Your identity is nothing if your mind stops chattering. You are nothing if your mind stops chattering. And that's really scary for the ego. It's scary for the ego to be nothing. Because if you're nothing, then you're no longer special. If you're nothing, then you have no identity. And so the mind, in a way, doesn't want to stop because it doesn't want to be nothing. It doesn't want to be just vague and not special. And so it holds on to the chatter, keep going. Thoughts, more and more thoughts, never stopping. And it's exhausting. It's so exhausting to chatter so much in our mind. We don't even realize that the chatter is exhausting us. Because we get so fulfilled by all of the to-dos, we think it's the to-dos on our to-do list that are exhausting us, but it's actually the chatter. Because the chatter leads to the to-dos. And it's scary, it makes one anxious to let go of all of that. But what about if we shifted our perspective for a moment and realized that the chatter is actually not our identity? The chatter is actually not our identity. The chatter is just all of these imprints passed down through the generations, through cultural imprints, through patterns of belief, through genetic displays that our parents had. All of this coding that is passed down to us, we then pick up and we start thinking, we start behaving, we have these emotional patterns that our parents had. We have all of these ways of being that we think are our identity. And it's actually not, because when you do silence your mind, when you do stop the chatter just for a moment, you realize that that wasn't you in the first place. You realize that that was just something that you were grasping and holding on to. And the grasping doesn't help your life. So today I invite you to meditate, to take a moment out, take a break, and sit in the meditation, sit in that place that's uncomfortable in your mind, because it is hard to let go when you're meditating sometimes, a lot of the time, especially when you first start, because there are these grains in your mind that are grasping, and you've got to go into them and be with them so that they can relax and let go. And that's uncomfortable. But be there so that you can let go, so that you can stop the grasping of all of these things, all of this chatter, all of this to do, step into the unknown, step into not knowing, step into the place that is nothing for a moment, and discover your true identity once again. That's always there. And see what arises from that. See what comes from that. See that perhaps maybe this isn't a place to be scared of. See that maybe that this is actually a place of liberation. This is a place of pure relaxation. This is a place of feeling at ease and at grace and at peace in your life. See that this place of being nothing actually is a place of pure inspiration and creativity. Because we can keep repeating these patterns of emotion, of belief, of ways of being. We can keep repeating all of the chatter in our mind, but that's just passed down patterns. What about if we drop into the eternal? What about if the eternal started to inform our life? What about if the eternal was the creator through our life and not all the other stuff? What would you discover? What would you find? What would you do then if you let that direct your life? Wow, I know that life on this planet would be totally different if we allowed ourselves to step into the nothing for a moment, take a break, and then come back and see what wants to be created. So today, here is your challenge. Take a break. See what happens. See what you discover. See what grace comes into your life from taking that moment, from taking that break. See what you find. I guarantee you it will be beautiful.